Welcome back to Auto Rush Pro. And hold on tight, because what you're about to witness isn't just a car, it's the rebirth of an American legend. After decades of silence, Plymouth has returned, and it's come back swinging harder than anyone expected. This is the 2026 Plymouth GTX, a name that once ruled the muscle car wars of the late 60s, now reborn in a world of electrified performance, cutting-edge design, and raw American attitude. If you thought Detroit's muscle era was dead, this car just kicked the door wide open and shouted, "We're back!" Let's start with the first thing that hits you: the exterior. One look at the 2026 GTX and you instantly realize it's not chasing trends, it's setting them. Plymouth has taken its heritage seriously, blending old-school muscle DNA with futuristic styling that turns every head on the street. The front end carries a bold, squared-off stance that feels like a modern interpretation of the classic 1971 GTX. The split grille design, framed by aggressive LED matrix headlights, gives it a menacing glare even at a standstill. The hood is sculpted with deep air intakes and active aero vents that breathe performance, not decoration. It's a car that looks ready to race even before you hit the start button. The designers clearly wanted to make a statement that the GTX isn't just nostalgia, it's evolution. From the side, the wide fenders hug 21-inch forged aluminum wheels, wrapped in ultra-low-profile performance tires that almost look too mean to be street-legal. The roofline is sleek but muscular, and the flowing silhouette gives it that fastback spirit the original GTX was known for. Around back, the retro-inspired taillights stretch across the rear deck, glowing in a continuous red line, with a massive active spoiler that rises automatically at speed. Dual exhausts? They're still there, but now they're hybrid-tuned, combining electric sound management with genuine V8 growl. It's a muscle car that respects its roots while flexing every bit of 2026 technology. Now step inside and it's a whole new world. Plymouth has taken the American muscle car interior and completely reimagined it for the modern age. The first thing you notice when the doors open is how the GTX welcomes you. Ambient lighting pulses in the shape of the old GTX logo, while the seats automatically adjust to your preferred driving position. The cockpit feels like a fighter jet, with a low driving position, wide center console, and a digital instrument cluster that can morph into different modes, from classic analog dials to full-track telemetry. The 15-inch curved touchscreen dominates the dashboard, seamlessly integrating with the GTX's AI-powered infotainment system called Road Mind. It controls everything, from drive modes to real-time G-force tracking and even voice control. Temperature and lighting, the materials inside are nothing short of premium. Soft Alcantara, real carbon fiber inserts, brushed aluminum and hand-stitched leather wrap nearly every surface. Even the steering wheel is designed with precision. Flat-bottomed, thick-rimmed, and finished with red contrast stitching that screams performance. The front seats are sculpted racing buckets with integrated cooling and heating, while the rear offers surprising comfort for what's essentially a performance coupe. Every inch of the interior feels purpose-built yet luxurious. The sound insulation is remarkable, but when you want to hear that engine, one tap on the muscle mode button opens up the exhaust acoustics for pure auditory pleasure. Performance-wise, the 2026 GTX is not just impressive, it's terrifying in the best way possible. Under that sculpted hood lies Plymouth's most advanced powertrain ever, a twin-turbocharged 5.2-liter Hemi V8 paired with dual electric motors, delivering a combined 890 horsepower and 950 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60? Just 2.6 seconds. That's supercar territory. But what makes the GTX truly special is how it balances brute force with precision. It features an adaptive suspension system that reads road conditions 200 times per second, making real-time adjustments to keep it glued to the pavement. The new e-torque hybrid system doesn't just boost acceleration. It eliminates turbo lag and improves fuel efficiency when cruising. When you drive it, the car feels alive. Every corner, every straight stretch, it's responsive, immediate, and thrilling. There's a raw mechanical soul hiding beneath all that digital sophistication. The steering is sharp and weighted perfectly, giving you that old-school muscle feedback with new-school accuracy. The braking system is a Brembo carbon ceramic setup with regenerative assistance, giving both confidence and control. And with 5 distinct drive modes, Eco, Sport, Track, Drag, and Legacy, you can completely change how the car behaves. Legacy mode, by the way, is genius. It disables most electronic assists, gives the exhaust a raw tone, and even simulates the mechanical gear shifts of the old 426 Hemi GTX. It's like stepping back into the golden age of muscle cars, only this time with 21st century power. But the 2026 Plymouth GTX isn't all about brute strength. It's surprisingly refined when you want it to be. In normal drive mode, it's smooth, quiet, and even efficient, with its hybrid setup capable of 35 miles of pure electric driving. The transition between electric and gasoline power is seamless, almost unnoticeable. And when you switch to full electric mode, it still delivers 300 horsepower instantly, perfect for city driving without burning fuel. Plymouth wanted the GTX to be a car that satisfies every type of driver, the speed lover, the nostalgic fan, and even the daily commuter. Technology-wise, it's loaded with the latest advancements. It includes Level 3 autonomous driving, a 360-degree radar-based safety system, lane centering assist, adaptive cruise, and predictive collision detection. The GTX even learns your driving habits. Over time, it adjusts its throttle sensitivity, suspension stiffness, and even steering feedback to match your preferred style. The AI system can also recommend the best driving routes for spirited drives, highlighting twisty roads nearby. It's the kind of car that feels like a personal companion, rather than just a machine. Of course, all this power, beauty, and technology comes at a price. The 2026 Plymouth GTX starts at around $95,000 for the base hybrid V8 model, while the fully loaded Performance Edition, which adds carbon fiber panels, upgraded aero kits, and the TrackTech package, goes up to about $125,000. That might sound steep, but when you consider that it outperforms many European sports cars costing twice as much, it's actually a bargain. And knowing that you're driving a piece of revived American history, that's priceless. There's something special about this car beyond just numbers and specs. It's emotional. The moment you press the ignition, the GTX doesn't just start, it roars to life as if awakening from decades of slumber. You feel that pulse, that muscle, that heritage flowing through every rev. It reminds you of a time when cars were about passion, not just practicality. Plymouth has managed to resurrect not just a name, but a feeling. The kind of feeling that connects generations of car lovers. The 2026 GTX isn't trying to compete with Europe or Japan. It's reclaiming its American throne. It's a symbol of rebellion, nostalgia, and innovation, all packed into one roaring masterpiece. For anyone who thought Plymouth was gone for good, this car is living proof that legends never die. They just wait for the right time to strike back. So, whether you're a die-hard classic muscle fan or a modern performance enthusiast, the new Plymouth GTX demands your attention. It's bold, it's beautiful, and it's built to remind the world what American muscle truly stands for. The King of the Street is back, and it's wearing a GTX badge once again. If you loved this deep dive review, smash that like button, drop a comment telling us your favorite classic muscle car, and don't forget to subscribe, because Auto Rush Pro is where legends come back to life. The 2026 Plymouth GTX isn't just a car, it's a statement. And that statement is loud enough for the whole world to hear.